Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here once again for our end of 2024 recap. So, the last few weeks we had about new people joining the channel. Of course, Emily joining back in probably about September, October. Of course, we met in August, and that's kind of when our relationship began. So, once we kind of figured out how to involve her in content and which way she wanted to be involved, she joined the content. And then, of course, earlier in the year, we had Jonathan, who I met at work. Obviously, I also met Emily at work, so I met both of them at work. Um, but I met him at work back 2022. Kind of just talked about video games for a while. And last year, the end of the year in December, we did some content together. And then when WAN sort of stopped doing content altogether, in January, that's when Jonathan kind of jumped in late February, early March. So, with both of them joining, of course, that leads to GTA Racing, shaking up those series. Of course, GTA Racing has been a staple of the channel since really I got GTA and got a PS4. Right when I first started doing gaming videos, really that were like decent was when I got PS4. I had done older videos from my Xbox. The yawns are here. Great. Um, but I don't early videos from my Xbox. But those were really high quality, where it was just me recording my screen with a camera. So they're really shit. They're still on the YouTube channel, so if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can go find those. But yeah, we did that. A little bit of GTA. There was a little bit of Mario Kart, NASCAR. I did like a whole season of NASCAR 14. But once I got the PS4, you're able to record and stream. That really changed up the content and allowed us to start doing more, specific videos as we do now, where we have everything. Of course, now I have a capture card and a whole setup, but the evolution of the content, of course. But yeah, it allowed a little bit more of a variety in content from what we used to do. So the main thing was GTA. Wen and I played GTA all the time. There's so many GTA videos. Of course, the longest running series is the GTA Race playlist, which earlier in the week we had episode number 248. So we've done a lot of episodes of that series, and that's the main one that's seen a lot of shakeup over the years and in this year. The Race Plus is basically Wen and I doing typically 8 to 16 races. Whoever has the most points in the end, whether it's through our own format or the game's format, wins the episode. But when he stopped doing content, we had to change it up. So I brought Jonathan in. Jonathan race is better than Wan, so the episodes are way more competitive than they used to be between him and I. So there's that. But that's not the biggest shakeup. The biggest shakeup for GTA Racing was, again, Wan stopped doing content in January. Said, I'm not doing any more videos. I'm done. Which led to a whole bunch of different issues, and not the video to get into that. But those do exist. There are things about it throughout different videos this year. There's an article about it on epiccw.net, how I felt about it. But that's not the point why we're here. We're not here to roast anybody or talk about those issues. The thing is that when he stopped doing content, we had to figure out the direction to take it. Of course, we had other series, GTA Racing Masters, which was Wen and I, with the goal of finishing first and second against the community. And we started a new series, GTA Online versus Challenge, which we only did 2 episodes of before he said, I'm done. So, again, going into the year, we had 3 GTA series. We had okay, my recording glitched for a second. We had 3 GTA series, and we had like 2 Gran Turismo series. Him and I were cooking. When he said we're done, doing content, or he was done doing content, and it really shook up the channel. So I brought Jonathan in, said we're just doing race playlist. That was it. Purely race playlist. Him and I every week. Kind of kept that going. Then Wen's like, you know what, I want to come back. And again, there was a little bit, which this came out recently with him and I discussing. I was like, there was an element of being jealous of seeing somebody take your spot, doing the content you've been doing. So we came back, did Racing Masters. So we had 2 series, and then I was like, let's get Wen and Jonathan together, because we did a race plus with all 3 of them because they wanted to have a head-to-head battle, see was better. And then we still spring back versus challenge. So then we did all 3 videos for a few months, and went well. It was interesting. One day with Wen, one day with both of them, one day with Jonathan. It was kind of, it was good, right? Then I meet Emily. Our relationship begins. Spent a lot of time with her, obviously. We spent a lot of time together, but we've figured out the balance between content and spending all of our time together, right? It's one of those things that we had to get that balance worked out in September and like half of October, right? Got it figured out. Here we are now. So what we decided to do was have Emily join the series, right? She would join Race Playlist and Versus Challenge. So Versus Challenge would now be 4 people. Race Playlist was going to be 3. So that's what we did. Or no, actually it was just all 4, right? So I think we did a few Versus Challenge. It's weird because we started in October and then Wen moved. So here's the thing. Alright. We started in October, about mid-October, right? Because we had planned to take a week off in October anyways to give everybody a break. Emma and I had met just right before that. So we kind of just took a little bit longer of a break. We did 1 week of, basically 3 weeks of just the podcast. That was it. So we jump in, we're doing, alright, Versus Challenge 1 week, Race Post the other week, alternate those series. And we did that for a week or 2, and then Wen moved to Detroit, where he had no internet for a month, so basically, without Wen, Jonathan, Emily, and I, we did the Race Post for a few weeks, and then when he came back, we did Versus Challenge, and we just had to end that series. So we ended 2 series this year, Racing Masters and Versus Challenge. The Race Post seen a lot of shakeups, obviously rules, formats, all that stuff, with the addition of 2 people, right? To go from 2 people from the beginning of the series to do a few 3-person episodes back to just 2 up to 4, it was definitely interesting to work on all that, but I think it works out well. Our resets kind of make sense. The way it just flows works. Again, we haven't done many of those episodes just because we haven't had many opportunities to have everybody together, because again, Wen moved right when it started, so I think we only did 1 or 2 episodes before he moved, and then obviously 1 just earlier this week. So we will on a few episodes of the new format, but I think it's going decent. But yeah, the GTA racing is always evolving on the channel. GTA racing is one of our staples. It's one of our most viewed things ever. Shorts do really well from that series, so I mean, it's one of those things that we're just going to keep going with it, see what happens next year, and who knows, right? Whenever GTA 6 comes out, we'll obviously all jump to that game and see what racing's like in GTA 6 and go from there. But yeah, GTA racing series, a lot of big shakeups this year with the introduction of Versus Challenge, the ending of Versus Challenge, the ending of Racing Masters, and the evolution of the race playlist to incorporate 4 people. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you do, as we continue on with the playlist playoffs. So that is cool. GTA Racing will obviously be on the channel, but it's going to alternate. If you guys didn't know, so it's alternating to every other week on YouTube and on X. NASCAR Heat 5, Epiccw Championship Series will kind of be taking over as our primary series. So big shift there to have our primary series be something different, but it's fun to do. Everybody seems to like it. It also works. Everybody's competitive in it compared to the race playlist where Emily doesn't have a faster car, so she doesn't have a modified car. And Wednesday was a few seconds behind Jonathan and I. NASCAR, it's pretty even with who can compete with who. So we're going to have a championship in that. Of course, episode 1 of that came out this week, so make sure you guys check that out if you didn't. But that's our weekly series now. So GTA Online and Race Plus alternating every week on YouTube and X. So we'll see you guys in those videos.